congratulations on your adorable baby girl, adorable baby boy. And we just want to shower you with gifts. We want to shower you with essential products to just help you transition into motherhood. It's a glorious journey, and we're all aware of the financial constraint on your space in South Africa. Assistance can go a long way.
And mother releases some big milk. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's about to come, called colostrum, which is very rich and has antibodies for the babies and can protect the baby from sicknesses. That's why we promote breastfeeding, also because it's also a cheaper alternative than buying formula. You all know that. It is a way cheaper alternative than buying formula every month. Formula can strain your budget. It can strain your livelihood. We know this. She's had 2 babies. One was mixed feeding. Very expensive. She went into breastfeeding for 8 months. Literally, when you say
I haven't touched formula with my baby once.
For 8 months.
8 months. Yeah. I left something at home now. It's express breast milk, and yeah, it's been a wonderful journey. And I suppose being able to be home with my child has really assisted me. But besides that, you are able to like express your milk, refrigerate it. They'll teach you exactly how to do it to be safe, how you handle expressed breast milk. But formula is not a necessity at all, and even if you work long hours and you have to leave home, breast milk is like the best, and I've saved so much money. It's wonderful, and it's just been a better experience for me with my second child than it was with my first child.
So we advocate formula because we're saying it's a cheaper alternative. It's very affordable. Me, I'm a doctor. As I've worked in Royal Eastern Cape most of my time. Most of the children I saw that came, I work in the pediatric ward, that came with acute gastroenteritis were children that were actually formula fed. Most of the children, I can even say 90, don't know the numbers, but I'm sure it was like 98% or 99% of the children who came in with sicknesses, especially like acute, which is diarrhea, was actually children who were actually formula fed. Who will sit there with the sisters and be like, Mama, and Mama, Mama, formula. Or why they stopped breastfeeding the child as soon as they left the hospital. Because right here we know you're breastfeeding the child because the sisters are telling you breastfeed. As soon as you get home, you're like, that's why I'm not gonna do that. You throw the breast milk, you leave breastfeeding, you take out your bottles. But bottle feeding a baby is very expensive. I always say this to mothers. There are mothers who need to bottle feed. You'll be told by the doctor, okay, now you need to bottle feed. But even before I would tell a mother you need to bottle feed, I will first sit down with the mother and be like, Mama, breast formula feeding is very expensive. You can't have one bottle. Mothers will come, they have only one bottle to bottle feed their baby because they can't afford to buy more bottles. That is already a risk for infections because now you keep using that same bottle, you never get to clean it so that it's 100%, and it has germs that stay behind it and bacteria, which then will cause the baby to be sick. We've seen that, and we'll see the bottle, but this bottle telling its story, but I'm the only bottle in that house that is being used. Or I am not being cleaned properly. When I say if you're gonna bottle feed, you must have at least 4 bottles. You can't have 1, you can't have 2, it's never enough. Because the baby is feeding all the time, every 3 hours. You know you have to feed your baby every 3 hours to wake up. It means you use 1 bottle. I'm not saying you're gonna bottle feed, none of you are gonna bottle feed, but I just want you to understand the expenses of formula feed. You buy a bottle, no, it's not. It's very expensive. You have to buy that 1 bottle when you're feeding. That 1 bottle, when you're done using it, there must be another bottle that's ready with milk. Meaning this one must go and be sterilized. How are you sterilizing it? You're washing it with warm water, and you have to make sure that it's disinfected. And sometimes we do not have running waters in our home. Am I lying? Some of us do not have tap water coming out of the taps. Some of us have issues with electricity. You can't really boil water properly to actually disinfect the bottles. It's a tedious procedure. Yeah, but you eat bottle feeding. Hence, the breast is the safest. The container, it's your breast. Breast milk is the safest because your container is your breast. You look after your breast. You wipe it. You clean it. You give your baby. There is no warming. There's no reheating. There's no checking. Sometimes mothers who bottle feed, they don't want to throw away the formula. Maybe the baby didn't finish the milk and there's some little bit left. They put it away. The baby cries, I want to first finish that one, but you can't because it's been standing for too long. Guess what happens to that milk? It starts having bacteria in it. But your breast milk is always safe. It's always clean. It is the best thing you can ever give your baby. It will grow to be a healthier, stronger baby. Your baby will have less infections. I am telling you, believe it, I've seen it. Babies who are bottle feed have the most recurrent infections because they get admitted over and over to hospitals just because it's too much work. Bottle feed. Even some people say, it's easier, you can leave your baby with someone or with a nanny, or not a nanny, maybe with your grandmother or your friend, and they just give the bottle. You don't know how that person you are living with your child is preparing that milk. You don't know what they are doing when they are mixing that formula. You can say you trust them because your mother, your grandmother, but no, do you really trust them? How they prepare the milk for your baby? And sometimes what you notice with bottle feeding, babies will get something called malnutrition. They come in very sick. Why? Because the mother, your baby, it's written was how much spoons you must give in the bag. But because now you see by formula, you're trying to save. When you put 1 spoon of formula and this much water and your baby is not getting enough, and you come to the hospital, hi, my baby, I fed my baby today. Mama, how do you prepare your milk? Hi, I give 1 spoon and then I put 5. Mama, but you can't give 1 spoon to a 3-month baby. Why are you doing that? Because when you are trying to save, when you think by the mere fact that my bottle is turning white, when I put a formula, it's white, that's milk. No, it's not. That's why I'm saying it's so expensive that you have to adhere. If your baby is 7 weeks, 7 kgs, you must give those amount of spoons that is written in the formula for the baby so that baby gets enough nutrients. But if you are breastfeeding, your breast knows how much milk to give your baby. Your baby will be sucking, your baby will be getting enough milk, it will know when to stop. There's no measuring of formula because your breast is already concentrated enough to give enough breast milk to your baby. There's no now needing to measure this or no. And I've seen mothers who stopped breastfeeding. I'm sure you've all started, you're not gonna stop. They'll come back, they're like, hey, there's no milk. Me, at the hospital, we make sure that milk comes back again. You will live reading because you'll be like, no, my breasts now are dry. I can never get milk. We will make sure that you get it again because your breast can remake milk again once it has stopped. We will make sure that by the time we discharge you, but you are flowing with breast milk, because that's what your breasts were made for when it comes to you and your baby. It was made for you to breastfeed. You can say, no, I've stopped now. It's been a month. We will say, put that baby back on the breast because the brain knows. As soon as your baby touches your boobs, your breast, sorry, your nipple, there's the things that are sent, when I say electricity or sparks that are sent to your breast, that say produce milk. This baby wants milk. And eventually, after time of putting your baby into the breast will start producing milk again. Because I know mother was like, hi, my breasts are dry. They'll never have milk. They go out, we discharge them breastfeeding again. Because we know breastfeeding is the only way. It's the best way. It is the one thing that's good for a baby, and that doesn't even go to bonding, because there's other things that it helps you bond with your baby better. The baby starts knowing you, and it knows your voice, and it knows your scent, and you grow stronger together with your baby, like the bond between mother and child becomes stronger. But just for me, breastfeeding, just from an economical point of view, it is, I know it's the best, and you can't say I can't make milk, no. Unless if the doctor or the nurse says, Mama, stop, when you have no reason of depriving your baby of such goodness that God has given you to give your baby. I hope I'm not